Throughout history, empires have risen and fallen, shaping the course of civilization. From the vast Roman Empire to the powerful British Empire, these superpowers have left indelible marks on the world. What leads to the ascent of these colossal entities, and why do they ultimately decline? In this video, we'll explore the key factors that contribute to the rise and fall of superpowers, highlighting historical examples that illuminate these patterns. Are you ready to delve into the intriguing world of superpowers? Number 5. The foundations of power, economic strength, potential influence. A robust economy is often the backbone of a superpower. Economic foundation of superpowers. Superpowers generally emerge from a strong economic foundation. Economic strength allows for military expansion, infrastructure development, and global influence. Post-World War II. United States, for instance. The United States emerged as a superpower after World War II, bolstered by its industrial capacity and the establishment of the Bretton Woods system, which established the US dollar as the world's primary reserve currency. This economic dominance facilitated the Marshall Plan, aiding European recovery and creating markets for American goods. Implications of economic dominance. The implications were enormous. A thriving economy not only supports military endeavors, but also fosters technological innovation, cultural exportation, and diplomatic leverage. Rise of China. The rise of China in the late 20th and early 21st centuries serves as a contemporary example of how economic strength fuels superpower status. Transition to a global power. China's transition from a closed, agrarian society to the world's second-largest economy has enabled it to extend its influence globally through initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative, aimed at improving infrastructure and trade links across Asia and beyond. Military capability, potential influence. Military dominance enables a nation to project power globally. Importance of military might. A superpower's military might is another critical factor in its rise. Nations with advanced military technology and strong defense capabilities can exert influence over weaker nations. The Roman Empire's example. The Roman Empire, for example, used its formidable legions to conquer vast territories, spreading its culture and control. The efficiency and organization of the Roman military allowed them to maintain peace within the empire, known as Pax Romana, promoting trade and prosperity. Cold War military dynamics. In modern history, the Cold War era exemplified how military capability could establish superpower status. The United States and the Soviet Union engaged in an arms race, both nations investing heavily in nuclear weapons and military technology to project power. U.S. global military presence. The U.S. military's global presence, through bases and alliances like NATO, ensured that it remained a dominant force on the world stage. Political stability, potential influence. A stable government can implement long-term strategies. Vital role of political stability. Political stability is vital for superpowers to maintain their influence. A government that can enact policies effectively and sustain public support is more likely to thrive. The United Kingdom's stability. The stability of the United Kingdom allowed it to expand its empire during the 19th century, becoming a global leader in trade and industry. The British Parliament's ability to adapt and respond to societal needs, coupled with a relatively stable monarchy, facilitated a long period of growth and influence. Consequences of political instability. On the other hand, political instability can severely hinder a superpower's capabilities. The fall of the Soviet Union. The fall of the Soviet Union was marked by political turmoil, with the central authority unable to manage the diverse needs of its republics, ultimately leading to its disintegration. The lack of adaptability in governance and failure to address economic grievances contributed significantly to its decline. Number 4. Cultural influence. Soft power, potential influence. Cultural dominance can create a favorable global perception, a pillar of global superpower status. Cultural influence plays a significant role in establishing a superpower's presence worldwide. Nations like the United States and Britain have exported their cultures through music, film, literature, and education, creating a soft power that enhances their global standing. The rise of Hollywood and American pop culture in the 20th century is a prime example, as it shaped perceptions of the U.S. and spread its ideals. The global proliferation of American movies, television shows, and music has not only entertained but also promoted American values, contributing to its status as a superpower. Similarly, the United Kingdom has historically leveraged its literary heritage, educational institutions, and the English language to extend its influence. The British Council, for example, has promoted British culture and language globally, establishing the UK as a center of education and cultural exchange. Ideological appeal, potential influence. Compelling ideologies can inspire loyalty and support. Power of promoting compelling ideas. The ability to promote a compelling ideology is another crucial factor in a superpower's rise. The US promoted democracy and capitalism during the Cold War, contrasting sharply with the Soviet Union's communist ideology. This ideological battle shaped global politics and alliances, ultimately contributing to the Soviet Union's decline. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 symbolized the triumph of democracy over communism and underscored the U.S. quote, "S ideological dominance." The appeal of democracy and human rights continues to be a cornerstone of U.S. foreign policy, influencing nations worldwide. In contrast, countries that have failed to resonate ideologically often find their influence waning. The recent decline of authoritarian regimes in various parts of the world reflects a growing desire for democratic governance and the accompanying benefits of political freedom. Number 3. The role of conflict potential influence. Military conflicts can reshape global power dynamics. Wars and conquests. Wars often act as catalysts for the rise or fall of superpowers. Successful military campaigns can lead to territorial expansion and increased resources, while losses can result in decline. The Mongol Empire, for instance, expanded rapidly through conquest, but eventually fractured due to internal strife and overextension. The Mongols' vast territory stretched from Asia to Europe, but the inability to manage such a large empire led to its fragmentation into smaller khanates. Conversely, World War II was a pivotal moment for superpowers. The war devastated European powers like Britain and France, while propelling the US and the Soviet Union into superpower status. The economic and military resources mobilized during the war allowed the US to emerge as a global leader, establishing itself as a key player in international affairs. Cold War dynamics, potential influence. Superpower rivalry can influence global alignments. The Cold War exemplifies how conflict between superpowers shapes global dynamics. The rivalry between the US and the Soviet Union led to numerous proxy wars and the division of the world into spheres of influence. The Korean War, Vietnam War, and conflicts in Afghanistan were arenas where the superpowers competed for influence, often at the expense of local populations. Ultimately, the Soviet Union's inability to compete economically and militarily with the US contributed to its collapse. The arms race drained resources, and the ideological battle placed immense pressure on the Soviet economy. The Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in 1979 marked the beginning of its decline, as it became embroiled in a costly conflict without a clear exit strategy. Number 2. Internal factors leading to decline, economic strain. Potential influence. Economic mismanagement can weaken a superpower. Superpowers often face internal challenges that contribute to their decline. Economic mismanagement, rising debt, and inequality can strain resources and erode public support. The British Empire's decline in the mid-20th century was exacerbated by economic difficulties following World War II, leading to decolonization and the loss of global influence. Britain struggled to maintain its empire in the face of rising nationalist movements in its colonies and the need to rebuild its own economy. The decline of the Soviet Union was also marked by economic stagnation. The centrally planned economy failed to adapt to changing global circumstances, leading to shortages and a lack of innovation. Gorbachev's attempts at reform through glasnost and perestroika ultimately fell short, revealing deep-seated issues within the Soviet system. Political corruption. Potential influence. Corruption can undermine trust and stability. Political corruption and inefficiency can also lead to a superpower's downfall. When leaders prioritize personal gain over the public good, it can erode trust and stability. The fall of the Roman Empire was partly attributed to political corruption and the weakening of the central authority, leading to civil unrest and invasions. As leaders engaged in power struggles and corruption, the empire became increasingly unstable and vulnerable to external threats. In more recent times, the decline of regimes in the Middle East illustrates how corruption can lead to unrest. The Arab Spring was fueled by widespread dissatisfaction with corrupt leadership and economic hardship, leading to the downfall of several long-standing regimes. Number 1. The cycle of superpowers. Potential influence. Understanding historical cycles can inform future predictions. Rise and fall. The rise of a superpower is typically marked by economic growth, military expansion, and cultural influence. However, as they reach the height of their power, internal and external challenges arise, leading to decline. The decline of superpowers is often gradual, marked by reduced influence and eventual collapse. The United States, for instance, has experienced both significant growth and challenges that could lead to its decline. Factors such as political polarization, economic inequality, and global competition from nations like China present potential hurdles to maintaining its superpower status. Lessons from history. Potential influence. Historical analysis can provide insights into current dynamics. By studying the rise and fall of past superpowers, we can gain insights into contemporary global politics. For instance, the lessons learned from the decline of the Soviet Union can inform our understanding of modern superpowers like China and the US. As these nations navigate their paths, recognizing the factors that contribute to decline can help prevent history from repeating itself. Moreover, as the world becomes increasingly interconnected, the dynamics of superpower influence may shift. The emergence of regional powers and alliances can disrupt traditional models of power, making it essential for current superpowers to adapt to changing global landscapes. The rise and fall of superpowers is a complex interplay of economic strength, military capability, cultural influence, and internal stability. By examining the patterns and factors that have historically shaped these global giants, we can better understand the dynamics of today's world. As we stand on the precipice of a new era, the lessons of the past remind us that the fortunes of nations can shift dramatically. Will the United States continue to maintain its position in a multipolar world, or will new powers like China and India reshape the global landscape? The future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: the cycle of rise and fall will persist, with each nation navigating its path through the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. As we reflect on the stories of empires that once dominated the globe, let us remember that history is not just about the past. It informs our present and guides our future. What lessons do you think we can learn from these historical narratives? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analyses of history and global affairs. Until next time, keep questioning and exploring the intricate tapestry of our world.